Hey everybody, up next in my Best of 2017 video series, I'm going to be talking about the album of the year, the album that came out in 2017 that really impressed me. And as always, I think that I'm kind of one of the the new music listeners, which is I have Spotify. Therefore, that means I don't really listen to a lot of albums anymore. I tend to listen to their playlists and everything like that. So while there are Spotify playlists that I really enjoyed, I thought I'd try, at the end of the year, everyone comes out with a best album list. All the music publications do at least. I try to listen to a lot of them. And it's a different sort of state of mind to go into listening to an album, I think, at this point, where I'm used to just the playlist, the Spotify playlist. I want to go through, hear all my hits. I want to play rap barbecue or whatever that playlist is, essential 90s. And so I sat down and I listened to some albums. And although I don't have a lot of experience with or exposure to a lot of the albums that came out, I have decided on my favorite album of 2017. And that goes to The Horrors' V. I think it's either V or 5. I'd assume it's 5 because it came out and it's their 5th album. But they're a English rock band I had never heard of before that has been around since like 2008, I think. And it's a really good album. I really like it a lot. It's very shoegazy, late 80s, early 90s kind of a atmospheric rock type thing. They remind me of The Cure, although when you listen to The Cure sound more straight ahead songwriting than these guys do. They're very atmospheric, shoegaze, sparse kind of arena rock, I guess I would describe it as. Like synth pop might be another way to think about it. They write these very sparse compositions that on the first listen I actually didn't think the album was really all that good, but once you start to dig into it and get to familiarize yourself with it, I think it's really great. They do good songwriting. The instrumentation is interesting. It's an album you can have on in the background and actually listen to, like actively listen to, which is unique. The lyrics are really interesting. It's kind of postmodernist, but not really. It's more about the sort of like questioning reality and human perception of reality and stuff. And it's really, really interesting. I think if you're into that kind of arena rock, Cure, late 80s synth pop sound, if you're into that kind of like specific stuff, I'd highly recommend it. It's a really good rock and roll album at this point in time in 2017. Standout tracks are the first 3, I would think. The first 3 tracks are kind of like the Joshua Tree album, like they're like the standout ones, and after that it kind of fades and hits a weak spot until on the 5 album there is their last song is a very good one. I think it's the second single off the album, but I think it's Holograms, Press to Exits, and Machine, I think, are the first 3. I'll put links to those those songs. They're really, really good. I'd highly recommend checking out the album. It's on Spotify. If you pay for Spotify, you can get it there. And that's about it. If you're interested in arena, synth pop, late 80s inspired rock and roll music, you can check out The Horrors' 5 album. All right, that's it for that one. I'm going to be back in a day or two with the last video for this series, which is the video game of the year 2017. See ya.